Hi, it's Laura Greeno with another Marketing Chit Chat. Today we are talking about SEO and specifically position zero. So it sounds fancy, but all it really means is it's a featured snippet. Same darn thing. So if you don't know what a featured snippet is, then keep watching. Position zero, the first page, the very first thing you see in the results page when you search for something, right? It's also sometimes called an answer box, but it's really just a featured snippet, which has been around for a while. They started calling it position zero, I think, after Google decided to use one of the organic search results to use in that featured snippet instead of being having several pages several links on the first page, it's now only one link on the first page that you get if you get that position zero. So it's a highlighted area. It's foundational to voice search on your mobile phone. People are just talking into their phones, asking them to search for something, or on the Internet of Things, all the Amazon and Siri and all those voice activated searches. So it directly answers a search query, and sometimes the search query is implied. Like if you put into the search box, if you just typed position zero into the search box and the results came up, it implied that I was asking what is position zero. So it gave me the featured snippet, the answer box, position zero, and just answered in the most succinct way possible. So it's excellent visibility. It can even be on a global scale. If you are a hyper local business, so you work with people in a 5-mile radius, or you're only local, you're just in a certain area, then I would focus your efforts in getting your positioning in the maps, Google Maps. Sorry, my voice is bad. So don't focus a lot of attention on this position zero, more focus on the map position. That's another day. But so 4 common types of snippets that are usually seen, usually shown. What kind of content, right? Usually answers to the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, why, or FAQs, FAQs on a particular topic. The first one. The second one are how-tos or instructions. The third, definitions for complex terms. The fourth type of commonly seen featured snippet or in position zero are comparisons. So like this versus that. And best lists, right? Best list, the best this or the best that. So whenever you can get whatever your content is, whenever you can format it in the form of a question, especially like in your header, right? Or in a header, try to use a header for the question. Then immediately after that on your web page, answer in the most succinct, clear, simple way as a summary. I mean, your answer might be like pages long, but give them a 45 to 55 word summary and a great concise answer. And if you can put it in a table format with rows or columns or a list, those are really picked up nicely and they show up well. And then it also gives you the little see more. So you get the click through as well. You're not just you might not just be answering the question fully, but you'll get the right people who click through. So not seen as often, the local businesses, shopping, not as often, but also still seen, video searches, image searches, shopping searches, those kind of things. So how to get your website featured. Let's see. Yeah, how to get your website featured. We talked a little bit about kind of formatting your web page into a frequently answered question, or what's the main. If you don't know what the questions are that your customers are asking, just ask them. Other ways to find out are using the Google like suggest, in the search bar when you type in SEO, there'll be a drop down of all these other SEO for this, SEO for that, SEO, blah, 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 blah. Those are the Google suggestions. And they're typically done off of volume. Sometimes it's based on your particular searching if you're logged in, not in a private search window. But there are all kinds of other ways to find good questions to ask. The people also ask section that is at the bottom of every search engine results page has some great other questions that were common. There's some tools that you can use too. One of them is called, let's see. Yeah. One of them is called answerthepublic.com. It uses the Google Suggest API, and it's kind of like a mind map. It's data mining, but it gives you some really good topic questions to ask and answer on your web pages if you're looking to get the featured snippet or bring in more traffic from the website. So format, put the question in the header, either H1 or H2. Number 2, another tip on how to get your website featured is make sure that directly after the question that you've asked, do that concise summary of 40 to 55 words or so. And then after that, supporting images, videos, graphs, additional data, background details, directly in a row on your web page. Sometimes you can use HTML to directly say this is a list or this is a paragraph. In that paragraph case, definitely say this is a paragraph. Kind of bold it out, right? And then if it's a list, say this is a list in HTML, not the CSS type of listing. But number 3, so your page has to perform well. Google is not going to serve up a slow loading page or a page that's going to have, a bunch of pop-ups on it, or a page that doesn't give the very direct, quick answer that the person wants and gives them links to more information out versus more information within your website. So make sure that it's deep knowledge, right? Even it's not always going to be deep knowledge but if it's a complex question you're answering, then it could be and should be. So last one is, I already said this, but if you can format your answers in a tab, like table, rows, columns, lists, bullet points, even if it's just like heading, Google can usually pick that up and then just like show that as a list too. So those are the ones, that's my suggestion for how to get your website into the featured snippet, also known as position 0. Great to see you guys. I'll see you again next week. Guys and gals, sorry. See you again next week on Marketing Chit Chat, 11 a.m. Eastern. Have a great day.